Do
know.
you think about how different your career would be had you been given a full run in WWE? Unfortunately, you got let
Yeah.
go.
Well, that was my own fault. I mean, that was, I don't, you know, I smoked weed in Montreal, Canada. And that was just a place where, sorry about my cat.
Oh, who do we
Uh,
got here? Who's that?
that's CC, Cookies and
Hey,
Cream.
CC.
Yeah. I got three feral cats that I brought inside, and I got three rescue dogs, Rottweilers.
Wow.
Yeah. I got
Is it
two of
is
them
it
about,
because you smoked weed in Canada, or is it because you smoked weed?
no, because I smoked weed in Canada, in Montreal. Um, I didn't already failed one drug test, and what's crazy about that one is like I'm a weed guy, and if you know anything about weed guys, you don't a weed guy doesn't do any really other drugs. It's like I don't even really drink, never really have. Um, I drink like Guinness, and I'll drink a Guinness with my dinner, and then I won't have another. A six pack of Guinness in my refrigerator will last a month. So I've never been a hard drinker or anything like that, but I've always smoked my weed. I've smoked since I was a teenager. But I was in the WWE, and we had a long run. We did we did, I think, like 4 days in, then we went to Europe, came back right into another 4 days, and I went home. Well, I got with some old friends of mine that popped into town there in Nashville and stuff. And next thing you know, I did two bumps of cocaine with them, just two. And I've never been a cocaine guy. I've never been that guy. But I just did two damn lines. That's all I did, two, just two.
Yeah.
And so that was on a Friday night. And then by Wednesday of next week, went right back out on the road. We were in Louisville, Kentucky, and I
Sure.
drove from Nashville to Louisville. Well, it wasn't out of my system yet. Right into a drug test, because
Oh,
it was all random. They didn't tell you when it was going to happen. You just, and what was funny about it is we had just had one like not even 2 weeks before that. So generally they gave us a month, but this one popped another one in right quick. But yeah, so I popped it. I got a working suspension. I had to work, but I didn't get paid.
wow.
Yeah. And nothing was ever really said about it. I mean, well, of course, something was said about it, but I explained to Johnny, test me now. I get test me tomorrow. I bet you it won't be in my system because I didn't do a lot and I only did it just a couple of days ago. That's just not what I do. And he was like, well, you did it, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I get it. And I've never touched it or done it since, so, but what happened was yeah, so couple, I don't know, about 6 months later, we were in Montreal getting ready for a pay-per-view. And I'm in the parking garage. And so me, Rob, a guy from Canada that brought the stuff, and Booker T, Batista, there was a bunch of us out there. And we're all passing it around. I leave because I'm the new guy. I'm the earlier in the card. So I had to run and meet up with Jamie because me and Jamie were the pit bulls. I had to get ready and stuff like that. So I'm coming through. Well, Brooklyn Brawler passes me and he goes, "Hey, yo, kid, what's that smell? What's that smell, kid?" I was like, "I don't know." He goes, "No, no, no, seriously, hook me up, hook me up." I was like, I don't have it. I was like, you can go walk down there and right around the corner. I was like, everybody, that's where everybody's at. I was like, I don't even have any. I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
Can't bring it up here. Oh, come on, you can hook me up. I won't, don't mark me out like that. And I was like, seriously, go down there. You can find it. And so that was it. I left. Very next morning, we fly home. I'm walking in the door and boom, phone's ringing. John Laurinaitis. Yo, kid, tell me you didn't smoke weed in the parking garage in Montreal, Canada. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so you're admitting it? I was like, yeah. I was like, it's on you don't even drug test for it. It's on our drug test. And, you
Yeah.
know, we don't, back then, the weed wasn't even an issue on the drug test. So even if you had smoked weed, they didn't do anything about it. It was the performance drugs and the cocaines and
Sure. Like hard drugs. Yeah.
the pills and stuff. That's what they were looking for. And he goes, so you mean to tell me that Montreal, Canada, one of our biggest venues in another country, you have the audacity to go smoke marijuana in a highly illegal country? And I was like, well, yeah, I wasn't like the only one. There was a group of us, you know. And he goes, I don't give a fuck who the group was. He goes, I'm talking about you. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I admitted it. Yeah, I did. I didn't know that that would be a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. So we get off the phone, and probably about an hour later, he calls me up and tells me I'm released. So,
Wow.
yeah, I didn't argue it. I mean, you know, I kind of got it. You know, I wasn't the draw that, you know, that everybody else was, you know. So, and then come to find out, he calls me back a couple of weeks later. He actually did a really cool thing. He called me back and was hooking me up with Japan. He had talked to some people over there, and he was like, give him a call. He goes, I've already kind of set it up. You can go over there. And I was like, so why did you fire me then if you're going to hook me up
Yeah.
with, you know? And he was like, it wasn't me. He goes, but here's the deal. He goes, we got too many guys running around thinking that they can just do whatever they want to do. He goes, and I'm not saying it's just you. He goes, it's other people too. He goes, you were the guy that was made an example of.
Wow. That's too
And I was
bad.
like, all right. But I didn't, you know what? I mean, it sucked, but honestly, have you heard people tell you that they dream of going to WWE, and then when they get there, it was nothing like they was
That
expecting?
is almost every person that has been
That's
released from
exactly the way it was
WWE.
for me. So I got to be straight up forward honest with you. When he told me that, it was kind of a relief that I
Wow.
didn't have to go back. There's just so much politics there, man. The politics there was just unfucking real.